Boruto has got rid of Momoshiki in the time skip, and the process will blow your mind. The desire of Kawaki to kill Boruto does not seem to be alive in the future. Maybe because his goals are now different, and not to mention the end of Momoshiki has been hinted by the Japanese voice actress of Boruto herself. So what secret plan of Boruto will help him to erase Momoshiki from existence? Let's find out. The time skip sequence has proven that the conflict of Boruto and Kawaki is beyond the existence of Momoshiki. The monster intentionally mumbled to Boruto in front of Kawaki back in chapter 76 cause he knew it would trigger the Red Karma wielder. This realization that Kawaki had regarding the possible danger of Momoshiki indirectly led to Boruto losing everything in the blink of an eye. However, it seems like either Kawaki's viewpoint towards Otsutsuki's has changed or Momoshiki has been dealt with by the time of the prologue scene. While there are tons of possibilities for Kawaki to shift his focus from Otsutsuki's to Shinobi's, the only reason that could lead to Momoshiki's downfall is the Karma. We know that the whole game played by Momoshiki was only possible due to the Karma seal, but I'm talking about the other meaning of the Karma that might end up in his ultimate defeat. In many traditions, a person's actions are known to decide their fate and future, and this phenomenon is termed as Karma. So Momoshiki might soon hit his karma since he was involved in messing up the life of an innocent person. The fate of the monster does not seem to be well and good. And if we go by this analogy, what if I told you it's gonna be the karma seal that will prove to be the karma of Momoshiki sooner or later? Back in chapter 56, Kawaki raised the possibility of Boruto getting his own vessel. He wanted him to implant a karma on code that would help him to reincarnate without the traces of Momoshiki. I don't think this whole conversation was made a part of the story without having any relevance to the plot. Boruto might have learned that he can use his karma to form a vessel and get rid of Momoshiki. So has he done something like that before his final fight with Kawaki? Well, back in the Jump Festa interview, the voice actress of Boruto revealed that he will eventually grow taller than Naruto, and she's unsure if it was okay to reveal this. Boruto growing taller than Naruto shouldn't be that big of a deal. Yet the voice actor was a bit nervous while sharing this information, maybe because it hints at a huge spoiler for the future of the series. While it's genetically possible for Boruto to grow taller than Naruto, what if it's actually the karmification which has led to an increase in his height? It is possible that Boruto gave his karma to Sasuke, which also explains why he's using his stuff in the time skip. It might have happened after the apocalypse of Kawaki or Code, as Sasuke knows that he does not stand a chance against the present nuisances. So he might have offered his body to Boruto for karmification after he might have gotten to know that it's the only way to eliminate Momoshiki. So we can say that the end of Momoshiki is the karma of the karma seal. He used the seal in hopes of reincarnating himself, but ended up dying when his vessel learned to use the seal in his favor. If this theory ends up correct, then I think the awakening of the jougan also has something to do with Sasuke. We know that both Boruto and Sasuke have lost one of their eyes, and if Boruto as an Otsutsuki uses the karma on his master, his Otsutsuki genetics will infuse with the eternal Mangekyou Sharingan of Sasuke, possibly leading to the jougan's awakening. I think when an Otsutsuki's DNA fuses with a human having a Kekkai Genkai, the fusion of their genetics leads to a completely new dojutsu like the jougan. Even though it's just a hypothesis at present, if Boruto had a dojutsu by birth, it could be that Momoshiki's DNA would have led to its evolution as well. Now there are some points that people might be using in opposition to this theory. First and foremost, Sasuke lacks one arm, so Boruto upon making him his vessel should not have both his arms upright. Well, we have seen the healing abilities of Momoshiki affecting Boruto's body plenty of times. He was healed of wounds and injuries many times when he was the vessel of the Otsutsuki, but after becoming a pure Otsutsuki, he lost the ability to get his wounds healed, as we could see in chapter 78. However, Sasuke being a mere vessel of Boruto must have acquired the healing factor as well, leading his arm to grow back. Kawaki does not want to kill Boruto in the future, which means he knows that Boruto followed his plan of eliminating Momoshiki. However, the conflict is now even more troubled after Kawaki's revolt on Shinobis. So could there be any other implications of karma on the series? Well, if the author is actually writing the story in that way, then we could expect the legacy of Boruto and Kawaki to take some obvious turns. While the tip of the iceberg might appear like they both will get a payback on their good and evil deeds, but it gets more complex when we dive deep into it. The first strike of karma will land upon Boruto, as he shall be granted the godly eye jougan for his steadfast attitude. Kawaki on the other hand will end up in a traumatic yet obvious situation in the future. The entire world will blame the Hokage for the mass destruction when Kawaki will bring him back from his dimension. This will make Naruto regret his decision to adopt the poor child, but Kawaki will try to justify his actions by pointing out the downside of the shinobi system. Naruto, as we know, will tell him that it was not the right way, and this will be the time when Kawaki would be struck by another strike of the karma. If Jougan wasn't there, then Boruto and Kawaki must have been on the same space of power in the time skip. However, it seems like the the reason Boruto is termed as a pure Otsutsuki and Kawaki has just learned to utilize a demonic weapon is more complex than what we know. The catapult of fate will turn on Kawaki once he overestimates his capabilities after conquering the whole planet. He would be hunted down by some new Otsutsukis whose power level would be much higher than him. As we know, the Otsutsuki genuineness and jougan act as a plot armor to Boruto. Facing defeats by the hands of Otsutsukis will be the second and final karma of Kawaki. What's interesting is that he will be identified by the karma seal before facing his ultimate karma. So now that we know Kishimoto has put a lot of emphasis on the concept of karma in the Boruto series, what other possible twists can we expect to see in the near future? In Hindu philosophy, the karma is one of the four main goals of an individual's life. It refers to the desires of a human being, which brings him a sense of pleasure and gratification. Implying this detail to the Otsutsukis, we can say that the desire of conquering death highlights the true purpose of the karma seal. By this we can conclude that the other three goals of life might also have something to do with Otsutsuki logic. Dharma refers to a person's moral and ethical duties alongside responsibilities and righteous actions. Following the dharma is believed to be really crucial if one wants to attain spiritual progress. In the case of an Otsutsuki, the endeavor of becoming a godlike being just like Shibai can be taken as their dharma. As for artha, it refers to the pursuit of material wealth, power and prosperity. The action of an Otsutsuki to consume chakra fruits in order to become more powerful can be concluded as their artha. It is believed that dharma, artha and karma help one in achieving the final stage, moksha. Moksha signifies the ultimate aim of human existence, which is to attain freedom from the cycle of birth and death, known as samsara. And as we know from the manga, Shibai Otsutsuki had achieved a stage similar to moksha after ascending into a higher plane of existence. He had used the karma to fulfill his desire of conquering death. Then he traveled for millions of years to consume a vast number of chakra fruits, which can be considered as artha. His dharma was to become a peerless existence by becoming more and more powerful, and upon reaching that stature, he discarded his mortal body to attain moksha, a freedom from the cycle of birth and death. By this we can conclude that Kishimoto has been using concepts from Buddhism and Hinduism in his story. So is there any other interesting topic that we are missing out? Well, in both Buddhism and Hinduism, the concept of reincarnation is widely known, while moksha, which is the equivalent of an Otsutsuki god's ascent, is used to break out of this cycle. There is a really good possibility that Shibai Otsutsuki have been reborn as Momoshiki in the Boruto series, or maybe he is pretending to be Momoshiki for some solid reasons. Find out more about this theory in this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Momoshiki might be the god Otsutsuki Shibai in disguise for real, and these new hints will make you believe this. From a change in the way he talks to some inconsistencies in Otsutsuki logic, let's figure out why Momoshiki being Shibai in disguise is more plausible than you think. Last time I discussed a number of possibilities which hint at a plot twist even greater than omnipotence appearing in Boruto. The way Momoshiki was able to give Boruto his karma